Alright, good afternoon. I have to clean up this house, which is every single day, and not all the time I'm able to clean, but whenever he's asleep, I try to do as much as I can. So he is asleep right now, and I'm going to do my best to clean up as much as possible. But having a baby it can be so draining and blessing at the same time. So yes, I got cameras going on. So I went and I thought I knew how to plant, guys, but it looks like I'm doing a terrible job. Okay, so move away. So these are my plants, and that one is practically dead, and that one, but the instructions say that I should water them I should water them twice a week, and that did not work at all. So I changed to doing it every single day, and you can now see some green. And I have some out here. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I have to do some planting. I have to there's so much to do that is, I don't know how I will get it done, but I wanted to dig out some of those invaders out of my garden. So his jumper thing came in, and I have to put it together. So I was sitting here watching YouTube, because when you're so drained, it is so like once the baby goes to sleep, you see it as your me time. You just don't want to do anything else, but yet you have to, because the house is waiting for you as well. I was sitting here watching videos, and I told myself last night that when I get up in the morning, I'm going to pray. I'm going to pray and read a verse before I do anything. Woke up today, said good morning, Lord. So the baby woke me up today, and I woke up, thought I was going to pray. I just said good morning, Lord. Came out, I had to feed him, and he's bottle feeding, and it can take up to an hour. So I'm very tempted all the time to watch something in the meantime as I'm feeding him. So from there it goes from one video to another and to another, and before you know it, you didn't do anything, and the guilt is much. I think social media is meant to like keep God in your pocket, literally. Like every time, like I don't want to blame it, but my flesh is so weak. My spirit is willing, but my flesh is so weak. Like every time I want to, like, let's say I tell myself today I'm not going to do any social media, I turn around and I don't even notice how I go on it. I just find myself watching like 5 videos, and I catch myself and I'm like, oh snap. And then it's hard to turn it off by that time, because you keep finding interesting things and everything like that. But like social media has taken over my mind. Like it is crazy, but at the same time, like I am so guilty, because I can see my faith in God fading. I had a dream that I was outside with my younger sister, and I was holding my baby, and we were out on the field, And my younger sister told me to, well, she got my attention, and then she's like, "Oh, Belinda, look up in the sky. Don't you see yourself?" So I look up and I'm like, "Oh my goodness, that's me." Like, I'm looking, instead of the sky being blue, it's like literally the duplicate of where we were, the land, but it's upside down. Like, I can see myself. And how do I say this? This is so hard. Like, yeah, I was looking up. Instead of the sky being blue, it's green. Like, it's showing the land that I'm standing on with my siblings. And in the middle of that field was me wearing a wedding dress. But I'm sitting on the grass. I'm also like upside down because, how do I say, like, I'm looking at myself, and that person who's myself is looking down at me. So I'm looking, and she looked so beautiful. She had her hair done. I'm talking about myself, but I felt like that was a completely different person. Like, she was so happy. She was so happy. The wedding dress suited her so well. She was perfect fit. Um, she was just so beautiful. Her hair, she had a crown on, and she had this big smile on. Like, I never smiled that big, but she looked so beautiful. Like, it did not look like it's me, but it just did not look like the person I am right now. And her personality was like shining and everything. She looked so confident and relaxed. So, but the thing is, my baby and my younger sister were not in it. It was just me. So as I'm looking closely, I took my fingers and I magnified the sky so I could see her closer. And as I pushed her closer, the crown started to tip off. Like, it was still on, but it's like swinging off, and she's trying to put it back on and keep smiling and try to put it back on, and then eventually it was just not on. And I'm like, wow, she's so happy. I couldn't stop looking at myself or her. And I'm like, she looked so happy. That's all I remember. I'm like, why is her crown falling off? But she looks so beautiful. She looks so happy. She looks relaxed. It's like, wow, I wish that was me. Like, it was my body, but in a different way. So I woke up, and what I got from it, the crown tipping off, is my relationship with God. Is It's like God sees me, maybe beautiful, maybe like that, but my crown is tipping off. My faith in Him is not stable, and eventually enough it will come off. God forbid. And to be honest, I feel like church is not the way it used to be growing up. Or it could just be because I'm not surrounded with with the same group I grew up in, and ever since, sorry, the airplane is passing by. So ever since that, you know, those times ended, like, I haven't found a church that spiritually helps me, or even my husband. Like, I could see my husband totally dead in it. Like, it's like we all have to drag our feet just to go to church. You sit down and just like, okay, that was a good message, come back home, and the same thing over and over. Whereas to before, like, you were constantly like in God. Like, after church, we would go to the pastor's house, and her husband would have made dinner, and we're all there eating. You come back home, and you either like, people call you and you talk to them and you pray together. During the week there was like night vigils, and what's it called? No, sorry, not night vigils. During the week there would be like Bible studies, everything. So we were constantly in the presence of God, and that is no more. And I'm telling you, this dry season sucks. It sucks so much. Like, every time the last church I went to, right now I'm going to a different church, Life Center, but the church before that was literally dried every single strength that I had, like my faith, everything. It just dried it up. I've didn't know that church could do that to you. Like the pastor himself, like not being in God as you think he would be. A person who's supposed to spiritually guide you is spiritually killing you emotionally, physically, mentally, and robbing you of your dignity spiritually, physically, mentally, and sexually harassing you. Like, if I didn't know God, I would have walked out. But the fact that I've had a relationship with God, I came even before I came to Christ or to know who he was, he presented himself to me. And so me having that walk with God, there is no way I could leave him or walk away. But being by yourself, that's why God said that where two or three gathered, his presence is there. When you are by yourself, the devil can beat you up so hard, it hurts. So my husband and I left that church. I wanted to like take this guy to court, that pastor, but just somehow faded. Faded away and I let it go. But every time I look at him, I'm not angry, but I'm just disgusted. I'm disgusted, and he's not the type of person who is repentive. Is that a word? Is he like he does not feel bad of what he does? At least he doesn't look it, because it's something that he does over and over, and nobody's saying anything. And I tried, but somehow like it faded. So I'm like, okay, whatever. But it hurts so much to see that man like in your family, and like you see him smiling at you. Like I went over to my mom's the other day, and he took my baby to carry him, and a part of me is like, it's okay, it's okay. But sometimes you just can't help but just feeling that grossness, like maybe don't touch my child at all. So anyways, like a lot has been going on that really killed. Like the church I'm currently going, it's a big church. It's a multicultural church, which I love. I try to look for places to serve, but the pastor is really good. When he teaches, you could tell that he's really into what he believes in. He talks about things that people are afraid of talking about, and that's what I'm looking for. Like people that are standing up for Christ. Like that's the kind of group I want to hang out with. Not to be ashamed, like saying, like accepting what the world accepts. Oh well, this is 2018 now. Get over it. But God is not over it, because the word of God is the same yesterday, today, and tomorrow. So what God has said, whatever years ago, it still applies today. And you change, but God doesn't change. God's rules don't change. The rules to the traffic lights don't change. Red is stop, green is go. That doesn't change. So if I see a green light going on and someone tells me, well, it's the 21st century, we do things different now, that brings so much confusion. In order for us to be safe with one another, we have to follow instructions. We have to follow laws that keep us all safe. And that's the same thing with God. You keep saying 21st centuries, whatever, but you are falling off the path that God intended us to go on. And when you do that, it brings so much confusion, it brings so much heartache to your life, and then you wonder why you go through the things that you go to. Is because you have completely changed the rules of God. You have changed who the true God is, and thus you have no thing to back you up, until you go back to the original God, the creator of heaven and earth. The laws he has put down, your life will be straightened out. No lie, the devil will attack. The devil is always attacking. That's why he puts all these confusions. But knowing God, you know the tactics that the devil does. Being in God, that's what it does. But once you remove God, once you remove the traffic light, there's going to be chaos everywhere. The word of God is not here to starve you and make you look so, but it's there to show you what you're doing wrong and tell you and correct you. That's what the Word of God does. So in the church that I'm in, the people under the pastors are different. What you think they would know, like, meaning, the Word of God and everything, they have so adjusted to this world. It is crazy. So you're just like, well, I don't want to be part of that. So then you're just like, God, what do I do? I want to serve you, but I want to serve you correctly. And I'm not also not judging, not saying that, oh, they're bad and everything. It's because it's black and white. You could just see these people, like, do what you want, do what you feel that is good. And that's not teaching people. That's, yeah. So I don't want to use the word confused, but that's my life with Christ right now.